Om Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavत Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्ति भेद विभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahavirjam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Alexa, play playlist Baby One.
Jaykumar, kindly unmute Ratna, please.
No, I can hear him. It's fine.
No, I don't want.
Go ahead and mute yourself.
Okay, I'll mute myself because baby makes so much noise.
Except for Mohini, Prasad Gurujala, Mahesh, and Vidya Parasham, everybody mute yourself. I can control from here, but I want some feedback. So. Okay. So, in the last class, we essentially completed an introduction to this, to Shastram. So generally, since many of you are new to Bhagavad Gita, new to Upanishads, so new to our Shastram, what we do is we give an introduction which tells us what is it we are after. What is Shastram? What exactly will I get out of spending all this time? Like that, we must be clear. And so that is the objective here, and we are following, and I followed Swamiji's method of introducing the Shastram and Bhagavad Gita. So we started discussing what are Purusharthas, because now we are talking about the individual. So I've been leading a life all along without really inquiring into life, without really looking into what am I in for. Is there something, is there a purpose to my life? Like that we have never asked. We have assumed things and we have led a life to the best of our ability. So Purusharthas we saw Artha, Kama, Dharma and Moksha. And Dharma being Artha and Kama are natural to us, and Dharma is to be made natural to us. And so Dharma takes a predominance in the life of a mature person. Dharma. So Dharma, Artha, Kama. And then we talked about, we introduced Moksha. And what is this Moksha? We've heard so much about. Then looking, so in order to understand that, we had a better understanding of Artha and Kama, security and pleasure. And then we we discovered that no object in this world can really make me happy. No place in this world, however beautiful, however enjoyable, doesn't seem to bring me that lasting adequacy. I constantly feel I am inadequate. And so the feelings of vulnerability, sorrow, etc., all these things, fear, are always there. And so that fleeting nature of kama and fleeting nature of artha seems to be there. It seems to come and go. Some days, sometimes I'm good, other days I'm not so good. So therefore, we're saying that since the source of this adequacy doesn't seem to be outside, then perhaps it is somewhere inside. They say, look inside. Look inside. So that is where this idea of Atma comes. And then what is my real nature? That question starts coming. So instead of saying, I lack this, I lack that, I lack so many things that I want, perhaps the problem is I lack. It's not like lack something. You take off that something and then perhaps the problem is I lack. And what is it I lack? That is the way we analyze the problem. And we saw the story of Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi, who said, you really don't love anything in this world for the sake of that thing. You love anything in this world for your own sake alone. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya means for my own sake. Because something pleases me, I love that something. So this we saw. Then moksha, the idea was introduced that perhaps my nature is that I'm already pleased. I'm already pleased. My nature is ananda, but somehow there is some pratibandhaka. There is something that's missing. And what is that? Instead of pointing the finger out there that I don't have this, I don't have that, and therefore I must make an effort to get that. Something. What is it about Atma that I really need to know? This is how our approach was. And so then we are saying that perhaps I'm already secure. Perhaps I'm already acceptable to myself. Perhaps. We have to say perhaps, because we have to allow that possibility. And the Shastram does say that. And so we are saying, no, we are not talking about freedom from artha, freedom from kama, freedom from dharma. No, not freedom from artha. It is a freedom that I already enjoy. And because I have recognized that the security provided by objects and people and things are fleeting. And if I am already secure, must be a possibility, a strong possibility. Then what separates me from the insecure me from the secure me? What is it that separates these two people? Then we say, if I am already secure, then I have to know that I am secure. So that knowledge, absence of that knowledge is what separates these two people, the insecure person and the secure person. So this is how we get into jnanena moksha, means by knowledge moksha. And this idea of travel to certain places, which even our Vedas talks about. Perhaps Vedas was the first text first Grantha to talk about Swarga and Naraka, etc. And then others copied and made it their own and made it unique, etc. So even that Swarga, Bhagavad Gita will say, Kshine Punye Martya Loke Vishanti. Yes, my Punyam can take me to various places, various types of heavens. Good to go to heaven. Nice place, you know. I went there, I spent a long time and I came back. You guys should also go there. So, somebody says that. Yeah, Shastram doesn't disagree with that. Anybody can go there, and the Shastram also tells things you can do to go to heaven. Swarga Kamaha Yajeta. So, Swarga Kamaha means one who desires to go to heaven can even do all these rituals and then gain that status. But Kshine Punye Martya Lokam Vishanti. When the Punyam is gone, then one has to come back to a state where one is self-conscious, one is having free will, and one is going to make an assumption about oneself. I'm going to make an assumption or a conclusion about myself that is wrong. I am a mortal. That conclusion will be made. So, the journey now becomes one of removing the ignorance of myself. This is how this Atma Vidya, Atma Bodha and all comes about. And removing the ignorance of myself includes removing the ignorance of this world, and Ishvara has to be brought in. So that triangle, Jivaha, Ishvaraha, Jagat. These three become important topics of analysis in our Shastra. Then we said, okay, if I am ignorant of myself, then there must be knowing, I must know myself. And so how does one go about knowing things? How did I know all these things so far? As a child, I knew nothing, but over time, I picked up a lot of knowledge. Then we talked about pramanam, means of knowledge. The means of knowledge available at my disposal, pratyaksham, anumanam, as the main. So, perception and inference. Perception through the 5 sense organs, and inference include the mind, which is also the Shastram calls it as antakaranam, an instrument which is inside. Like that it says, antakaranam. So I use these means of knowledge to come to know about this world that I confront. And every day I gain more and more knowledge. And can I use those means of knowledge to know about myself? Then we got introduced to something called Shabda Pramanam. Shabda Pramanam, Veda Pramanam, Shastra Pramanam. That Veda which serves as a mirror of words, looking at which my nature gets revealed. This is what we were talking about. So my view of Veda is now changing gradually. And I got introduced to Pramanam. And so now it is my job to operate this Pramanam. Operate, key word there. I must operate the Pramanam like I operate my eyes and ears, etc. I must operate it. That is why in the night when I am asleep, I turn on the light. And when I want to go to sleep, because why don't you sleep with the lights on means what? Hey, better to have a dark room. It's night and just turn off everything. And I had closed my eyes. So because so far I've been operating all the pramana, now I want to stop operating my eyes. So I am the operator. I am the one who operates all these means of knowledge. And likewise, I must operate the Vedas. And of course, I must learn how to operate it. I'm not used to it. And so we brought in we brought in this idea of a teacher. But we also saw that any pramanam is self-validating. Any pramanam is self-validating. In other words, it will prove itself out. There is no choice but for you to operate it in order for you to prove for yourself that that pramanam is working for you. So we saw the example of this person, congenitally blind person, who was given the opportunity to have a surgery done to see for the first time in his life. So the person has to operate the pramanam. No science in the world can prove. Science can say, I think the surgery is successful and I don't see any reason for your eyes not to function properly now. That is all. Cataract is done. Cataract is done. So now go see and tell me how it is. And then take some precautions for the next week, month. You be careful with your eyes, etc. They say. And then finally, I asked somebody here also got it done. And so I asked her and she's so happy. She's so happy, Jaykumarji. It's just amazing now how life is different now. So that person has to operate and see for themselves. We saw this idea was there. That the pramanam is self-validating. Swata siddha. Then we also saw a little bit about the Vedas. And the Vedas, the content of the Vedas are all mantras. And these mantras are they authored by somebody? Then the rishis whose names are there attached to every mantra. Like even Vishnu Sahasranamam, Rishi and all there. Devata, Rishi and Chandas. And the rishis say they are not authors. They are not mantra kartas. They are mantra drashtas. They say the mantras were revealed to us. So therefore, there is no authorship for the Veda. Look at this. Perhaps the foremost text of humanity, of Hindus, has no author. So we are getting used to a new way of thinking. And even otherwise, we will say knowledge really cannot be authored. Knowledge already is. And all I can do is learn what it is. And even if I am the inventor of something, I am the inventor of something, still in our culture, we say that knowledge was revealed to me because the potential for that object to be invented, like a cell phone, like a mobile phone, like a smartphone, was already there. And given the right conditions and the right ideas, I am able to prove the functioning of a smartphone. So Ramanujan, our mathematician, and one of the greatest mathematicians the world has seen, and he says Devi in Namakkal, she is the one who revealed all this to me. Like that he talks. So this is our culture. So this patenting, while it's very much needed these days, is not the way we look at knowledge, because knowledge already is. It's just that the humanity doesn't know it yet. So this earth has been revolving around the sun. No scientist can say, I discovered it. You can say, I discovered it. But that knowledge is there, waiting to be discovered. That is what I'm saying. Waiting to be discovered. So nobody can take authorship to that knowledge. Anyway, so that's the way we are beginning to see things here. And I allow the pramanam to operate. And we talked about karma kanda and jnana kanda as the two main topics of any shastram, Veda, Veda in particular. And Karma Kanda appeals to the one who is seeking dharma, artha and kama. Because I want artha, I want security, and the Vedas also says, yes, I will give you more security, and you follow all these steps, all these rituals you do, all these mantras you chant. Have Shraddha in me, and then I will give you that security. So that is Karma Kanda. Then you have Jnana Kanda. Jnana Kanda means that portion of the Vedas which is also called Upanishads, which is also called Vedanta, reveals the nature of the self. So when a person is mature, then the person is ready for this Jnana Kanda, ready for the message which is revealed by or revealed in the Upanishads. Then we saw that the BhagavadgIta, since it is written by VyAsa, or since it is reported by VyAsa, and VyAsa being the editor of the Vedas, and who better to write the BhagavadgIta? And so the BhagavadgIta being derived from the Vedas, it has the same message as the Vedas, as the Upanishads, and so the BhagavadgIta also is considered as a Moksha Shastram. Moksha Shastra. So they will use it as a good text on management. So some of these management schools teach BhagavadgIta because they want to appreciate the management skills. They're not studying the BhagavadgIta for Atma Vidya, no, or Brahma Vidya, no. So management. Because they're able to learn, appreciate how the individual deals with themselves in tough situations, etc. Okay, that's aside. So then the twofold lifestyle briefly mentioned of Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Karma Yoga involves an attitude towards what I do, how I lead my life, how I do things on a daily basis. And the attitude being Prasada Buddhi and Ishwararpana Buddhi. We will cover all that later. Don't worry if you feel like I missed it and all that. So, looking at this world as not separate from Ishvara, looking at myself as not separate from Ishvara, when I lead my life, then that attitude is what is referred to as Karma Yoga. Then Jnana Yoga is a lifestyle where somebody has or wants to exclusively spend time with the Shastram. Then that lifestyle is called Jnana Yoga. And this Krishna introduces in the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Then we saw the meaning of the word Bhagavan. Bhaga as having unlimited measure of 6 entities: Aishwaryam, overlordship; Viryam, the ability to create, sustain and resolve; and then Yashas, fame; Shri, material or resources; and then Jnanam, knowledge; and Vairagyam, dispassion. Then we saw towards the last, we saw the need for a teacher, which the Shastram says Guru. And that's how the word Guru comes into the picture. Until now, there were teachers who taught various subjects to me. And even I was teaching to others in schools or colleges, etc. But now the idea of Guru comes, and somebody who himself or herself is exposed to the Shastram is ideally a Shrotriyam who is knowledgeable in all the scriptures and who is also a Brahmanishta, who is steadfast about that knowledge, who has assimilated the knowledge well, who has that unshakable knowledge of Atma, of the Mahavakyam, Jiveshwara Aikyam. So we will cover all this later. We are just giving a summary and just introduction. So we will have ample opportunity to explore all this. So that person who sees that the problem is me and the solution also is me, that person alone can be called as a guru. Person who sees the problem as an error, as a mistake that is committed, then that person can or is qualified to be my guru. We saw that. So, because the type of topic we are talking about, there are two kinds of accomplishments we saw. One is accomplishment of that which I have not accomplished, which is what I know of. And then there is the accomplishment of the already accomplished. And that is called Siddha Vishaya. Previously Sadhya Vishaya, now Siddha Vishaya. This becomes new to me. And so the person who sees the problem that way can be my teacher. So then the idea of a dialogue came up, and we talked about the important dialogue between a student and a teacher, between Arjuna and Krishna, as samvadaha, and a type of interaction where one person looks upon the other person as somebody who knows the subject properly, and thereby with that attitude I approach it, then I am able to learn from that person. And the teacher allows questioning very much, because this topic is like that. Since it is something to be understood, doubts will be there and doubts must be clarified. So we saw all that, and now we are entering into this text, Bhagavad Gita. Like many long texts, this Bhagavad Gita also has something called Gita Dhyanam. DhyAna Shloka. DhyAna Shloka is a verse that invokes the Bhagavad Gita, and that talks about the importance of certain people like Krishna and VyAsa and so forth. The topic being subtle, being very different from everything else I have studied and known in my life. Being Siddha Vishaya, not a Sadhya Vishaya. Being accomplishment of what is already accomplished. And because there is so much confusion about it everywhere, I need the blessings of Bhagavad Gita. We will see. I need the blessings of Bhagavati. I need the blessings of Krishna, so that I can enjoy a state of mind that enables me to grasp what the Shastram is talking about. And therefore, we begin the study of the Bhagavad Gita by chanting this Gita Dhyanam. DhyAna Shlokaha. There are some number of verses, I forget how many there are, probably 10 or something, 10 or 12. So we are going to look at that now. So let us chant this first verse together, and those who are unmuted, if you briefly mute yourself so that there's no double sounds. And then we can chant together. Now I'm assuming all of you have either the book or the printout I sent you, the file I sent you. So let's chant together. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata NArAyaNa Swayam Vyasena grathitam purana munina madhye mahabharatam advaitamritavarshinim bhagavatim ashtadashaadhyayinim ambatvam anusandadami bhagavadgite bhavatveshini. So what we are going to do is, we will look at each of these verses that are there one by one and then look at the meaning. So this verse praises the Bhagavad Gita herself. So assuming you have the text in front of you, so if you look, you can say roughly there are two main lines in this. So one first line starts with Parthaya and ends with Madhye Mahabharatam. And the second line starts with Advaita Amritavarshini, ends with Bhavadveshini. So if you roughly split it up even further, so first line divide by half. Let's call that as one line. So 4 lines. I'm going to call it as 4 lines just for now. 4 quarters, 4 lines for our convenience, because these lines are all big. So in the last line, there is a sentence. There are words. Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavadgite. That is the main sentence. If you take out all the other words, that is the main sentence. Hey Bhagavadgite. In Sanskrit, when you address somebody, a lady, so feminine gender, Gita, hey Gite, hey Meena, hey Mine. We don't say hey Meena in Sanskrit, hey Mine, hey Urmile, like that. So Bhagavad Gita, it's an address. Hey Bhagavad Gita means it's a call. Listen, I'm talking to you. Oh, okay, listen to what? Tvam, you, anusandadami. I invoke repeatedly. Anusandadami. Now, before that, we must, the whole verse starts with Om. Omkara. So, some other time we'll talk about the meaning of Omkara, etc. Very profound. But Om means Ishvara. Om means Sarvam, everything, Purnam. So, this sound symbol Om is therefore an auspicious beginning of any mantra, any shloka. We always start by saying Om. Any shloka you say, we typically use Om. We start with Om because that is auspicious. It refers to Ishvara. So here also Om. Om Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavadgite. And then Hey Bhagavadgite, and then Hey Amba. Amba, Sanskrit Amba, mother. Amba, Hey mother. I look upon you, Bhagavad Gita, as mother. Very interesting. So mother, the status mother has in any society, in any family, it's just, you need not describe that. So you are a symbol of love, you are a symbol of affection, you are a symbol of commitment to the children. You are the one who's totally committed to the well-being of the children. You give undivided attention to me, to the children. And just like that mother does that, you Bhagavad Gita, provide the means for me to gain Artha and Kama. And at the same time, you are the one Because moksha is the ultimate well-being of a human being. And you are the one who will give me moksha. And therefore, hey Bhagavad Gita, I invoke you. Tvam anusandadhami. And we saw Veda referred to as Shruti. Shruti is feminine gender. And Gita here, feminine gender. And therefore, mother. So important to look upon the Bhagavad Gita as a mother. And she cannot but mean well to me. Then what? Then every other word in this shloka describes this Bhagavad Gita. It's a description of the Bhagavad Gita. So let us see. The first line, Parthaya pratibodhitam bhagavata narayanena swayam. So pratibodhitam, it has been taught well. Pratibodhitam, taught well by whom? Narayanena, swayam Narayanena. Who else but Narayana, Vishnu, Govinda himself taught this Bhagavad Gita. What a great teacher to have. So Narayanena Swayam. Who is this Narayana? He is Bhagavan, Bhagavata, Narayanena Swayam. Not my neighbor Narayana. This is Bhagavan Narayana, who has taken so many avatars, that Narayana. So just to be clear, right? So whoever wrote this is making sure you don't get confused here. Don't think some Narayana taught. It is Bhagavan Narayana taught this. Shankha Chakra Gadadhari Narayana taught this. Okay. So this word Narayana is again a word that is just pregnant with meaning. Naraha. So Hindi mein nar bolte hai na. So that nar is the root of this. The word nara, of course, means human being in general. Human being, right? But there is another meaning of this word nara. Nariyate iti naraha. That which is never destroyed. Another meaning for the word nara is also called nara. That which never perishes is called nara. And what never perishes? Hey, you are nara, but you are also atma. That atma never perishes. Don't forget. The body seems to perish, but atma doesn't perish. So that word nara refers to atma. I, atma, is also called nara. Imperishable. And also refers to Paramatma, all pervasive. That Atma is also the Paramatma, imperishable, Naraha. Look at the other meaning of Naraha here. Then what belongs to this Nara, this imperishable Atma, Paramatma, is called Naraha. Naraha. From Nara, we are now talking about Nara. So, Narasya idam naram. Like that, in Sanskrit, there is a definition. So, what belongs to this Paramatma means what? This entire world, this Jagat, the world, the universe, belongs to the Nara. And why it belongs to the Nara? Because it is born of the Nara. Whoever created this world, to that entity only the world must belong. So Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, Karta. So that Naram therefore means the world, the world or Jagat, because it is that which belongs to the Nara. And then the person who knows the Nara, means this world, One who knows the world is NArAyaNa. One who knows the world is NArAyaNa. How did we come here? Once again. Nariyate iti naraha. That which is imperishable is Nara. Then that which belongs to the Nara is Nara. Then the one who knows Nara, one who knows this world. Who knows this world? Only the all-knowing, omniscient, Sarvajnaha, Ishvaraha knows this world in its entirety. So that person is called NArAyaNa. That is the literal meaning of the word Narayana. You see how we are beginning to gradually appreciate all these words in the context of Vedanta. So, since Sarvajnaha Narayana has taught this Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavad Gita has to be valid. And if God also has to manipulate and lie and all this, then we don't need that kind of a God anyway. So, Narayana said it, therefore it must be pakka, it must be great, and I must know what it is all about. So, not only the one who knows this world is Narayana, but also the one whom I will know through the Bhagavad Gita is also Narayana. Both. The one who knows, we said, is Narayana, but the one who is known through the Bhagavad Gita, the one who is known through the Upanishads is also Narayana. So, two meanings we will get from this. Okay. Then what? So, Swayam Bhagavata Narayanena Pratibodhita Gita. So, start by none other than Narayana, Bhagavan Narayana himself. For whose sake? Partha. Yeah. Somebody must be there to listen. So, Partha. Yeah. So, Partha is another name for Arjuna. And because Arjuna's mother KuntI, KuntI's other name is Partha. 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 So, Parthayaha Patyam. So, Partha in Sanskrit, the daughter or son of Partha will become Partha or Partha. And so, Partha, yeah, for the sake of Arjuna. So, Arjuna here is the Nimitta. Nimitta means the cause, an apparent cause of the Bhagavad Gita. Without Arjuna, if Arjuna had not said, Shishyasteham, I am your student, please teach me, this Bhagavad Gita would not have come into play, come into being. No teacher will knock on people's doors and say, I want to teach the Bhagavad Gita, please come. Nobody will say like that. So, Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam. Then the next line, Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina. This Bhagavad Gita has been written, we can't say written also, has been reported, Gratitam, reported. By whom? By Vyasa, Vyasena Gratitam. So, the reporter of something, one who communicates something, whatever is being communicated will be a function of the reporter, the function of one who communicates. If the person is knowledgeable, then what's reported will be proper. But if the person has biases, is confused, then what is reported is going to have those same limitations that are there in the reporter. So like our media, our Indian media is a great media. So constantly negative. And the whole country is burning and boiling, and this is what they say. And we have to remind ourselves of Chanakya, who said, hey, if the leader is doing the right thing, all the negative forces will act up. And that is what is happening. So we are happy about what the leaders are doing. So these reporters constantly twisting truth. That is purposefully also. But even if they don't do it purposefully, the person, if we ask Arjuna to report, hey, what you studied, what did Krishna tell you? Then Arjuna has to writing notes. And as Krishna is talking, write. But there also there can be problems, because what is heard may not be properly reported. What is understood only should be reported. Simply reporting without understanding is also not useful. Therefore, here Vyasa, who is this Vyasa? This Purana Munina. Vyasa, not an ordinary person. He is a Muni. Muni means Manana Shila. One who has the capacity to analyze, capacity to know things properly. That person is a Muni. One who is gifted with that capacity. Can be a simple thing, can be a complicated thing, must be able to understand, and that person is a Muni, Manana Shila. And Purana Muni, he's a Purana Muni. Purana means क्या? बहुत पुराना है गाड़ी बोलते हैं ना. So you want to sell your car, and then you're looking for buyers, and everybody says Purana hai. Yeah, Purana hai. That's why I want to sell it. What do you think? New car, if you want, you go to the dealer and buy the new car. So Purana. So the Vyasa, who is the author of the 18 Puranas? Okay, that is the Purana. And of course, ancient also. Here Purana is ancient. Pura eva navaha. Ancient Muni, the Muni who actually edited the Vedas long ago. We can't even put a timeline here. And give you, let the Western people date all these things. They will just give some few thousand years, and they will just collapse our timeline as short as possible. So Purana Munina. So ancient sage and one who has authored the Puranas like Harishchandra Purana, Bhagavata Purana, Markandeya Purana, ityadi. There are 18 Puranas. So that Vyasa was the one who reported this Bhagavad Gita. And where was it reported? Madhye Mahabharatam. Madhye Mahabharatam. Mahabharata Madhye Krathitam. So when this grand war was happening, that the entire world was watching, and even Devas were watching, in the middle, just before the war was going to start, this particular Bhagavad Gita was presented. Madhye Mahabharata. Then what? Then Advaitamrita Varshinim. O Gita, O Bhagavad Gita, you are one who has showered the nectar of Advaita. So nectar, when we use the word nectar, generally drops of nectar. Honey also you take. We have to visualize nectar. The word nectar is used, Amritam is used. So they say, Amrita Mari irukku saapidu. So they say, eat this. It's like Amrita. Nobody really has seen Amrita. So that nectar typically is in drops, limited quantity. But here, Varsha, a shower of nectar is coming, it seems. And what kind of shower of nectar? Advaitamrita Varshini. Advaita. So non-duality. If you want to translate that into English. So Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Everything that is here is Brahma. And that Brahma is not different from Atma. And Atma means I, me. And so when everything here is Atma, then where is the second thing? When I look for a second thing, that second thing is not there. That is the meaning of this non-duality. I see many things in this world. And yes, I see many things in this world. You see many things in this world, but if I look into the reality of these things, I will find that everything is the same Atma, Brahma alone. And science also, science is getting close to that also. So therefore, when there is no second peak, there is only Advaita. And so there is one whole. And I am that whole is the vision that is being given by Krishna to Arjuna. And is it temporary? What is the use of this Advaita? Then it is like nectar, Amrita. Amrita, Brita. Brita means this death. Amrita, immortality, we can say. So, Mru, look at that mortal. The word mortal also has the root Mru in it. Look at that. Mortuary, mortal, immortal. So these words have that same Mru dhatu. Mrita, Amrita. So because then when Atma is Amrita already, I don't know that Atma is Amrita. I will come to know that Atma is Amrita. And therefore this what I'm going to gain is not a temporary gain. Not like all the experiences I have. And every experience is temporary. And this also is going to be temporary. No. Not a temporary gain. That is what knowledge can do. A result of karma is always temporary. Result of knowledge is not temporary. So, Advaita Amrita Varshini, O BhagavadgIta, you are Advaita Amrita Varshini. There is a raga in our Karnataka Sangeetam. Amrita Varshini, like that. There is a raga. I need to look at perhaps somebody in the class who is good in classical music can educate us why that raga is called Amrita Varshini. I would like to know that. So anybody, I think some of you are trained in classical music, no? I think there were one or two people who said that. So, Advaita Amrita Varshini. And Bhagavati, you are Bhagavati, you are Ishwari, you are goddess. You know Ishvara. You are the one who knows Ishvara. So who else but you to teach me about this God and also teach me about myself? And therefore, you bless me, Bhagavati. And Ashtadhashadhyayinim. You who are in the form of 18 chapters. Ashtadasha Adhyayaha. So 18 chapters. That Bhagavad Gita. And one more word, last word there. Bhavadveshini. You are Bhavadveshini. So now we can understand, now that we have an introduction that we had of Bhagavad Gita, now we know what the word Bhava stands for. Bhava. So Bhava comes from dhatu Bhu. Bhu means to be. Look at the connection. Being also is sounding the same. Be, Bhu. So this kind of coincidence, I'm always amazed by it, and how how you can see so much Sanskrit and English. So Bhava, be becoming. So we saw samsArA, life of becoming. So this Bhava means samsArA. Life of becoming means I constantly want to be that, want to be this, I want to get this, I want to get that. And therefore I make an effort to become that person. So that life is referred to by just these two syllables, Bhava. So many, even bhajans and all that, Mera bhajan and all, if you see, you will find Bhavasagar toot gaya hai, like that you will find. So, kya hai Bhavasagar toot gaya hai means this ocean of samsara is no longer there for me. Same thing here. Bhava, that life of becoming, along with it, all the fears, all the sorrows that are come along with it, that bhava, samsara, dveshini. You remove samsara. You are the destroyer of samsara. You are bhavadveshini. You are the medicine for this samsara. So that Bhagavad Gita, who is taught by NArAyaNa, Swayam NArAyaNa, for the sake of Partha, Arjuna, and reported by VyAsa, who is an ancient sage, Purana Muni, in the middle of Mahabharata, Madhye Mahabharatam. And this Bhagavad Gita, who showers the nectar of immortality, nectar of non-duality, better because Advaita means non-duality, literal meaning. And that Bhagavad Gita, who herself is goddess Bhagavati, and who is in the form of 18 chapters, Ashtadashadhyayini, and who is the Bhavadveshini, who removes samsara for me, and whom I look upon as my mother, Amba. Tvam, you anusandadami. I invoke you repeatedly. So in that document I sent you, so you will have this meaning written down. So we can let me read the translation of this shloka. So I'm going to read just that literally. So, Om, O Goddess Bhagavad Gita, Hey Bhagavad Gita, Amba, I repeatedly invoke you, Anusandadhami, who were taught by Bhagavan NArAyaNa himself. So Bhagavata Swayam NArAyaNa Patibodhitam. For the sake of Arjuna, son of Partha or son of KuntI, Partha. So you who were faithfully collected and reported by the ancient sage VyAsa, Vyasena Purana Munina Grathitam, and placed in the middle of Mahabharatam, Madhye Mahabharatam. And you who are in the 18 chapters, who is in the form of 18 chapters, Ashtadashadhyayinim, you who has the nature of showering the nectar of non-duality, Advaita Amrita Varshinim, and who is the destroyer of the life of becoming or samsara, Bhavadveshini. So that would be one way to translate this first shloka of the Gita Dhyana. So what we will do is we will chant the second shloka and then conclude. So what we can do is if all of you can remain muted, anybody who is unmuted also mute yourself, and just one person I want to just invite a volunteer. Perhaps Ami, if you're there, go ahead and unmute yourself. Ami Katao.
Yes.
So is that the way to pronounce your name, Ami?
Yes, Ami Katao, that's right.
Ami Katao, okay. So everybody repeat after me and Ami also. Namostute.
Namostute.
Vyasa Vishala Buddhe.
Vyasa Vishala Buddhe.
Pullaravinda.
Pullaravinda
Ayatapatra
Ayatapatra
Netra
Netra
Yena Tvaya
Yena Tvaya
Bharata Taila Purnaha
Bharata Taila Purnaha
Prajvalito
Prajvalito
Jnanamayaha
Jnanamayaha
Pradipaha.
Pradipaha.
Good. So we'll stop with that. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Lokas Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasyashalini Desho Yam Kshobarahitah Brahmanas Santu Nirbhayaha Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhaved Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevapashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Jai Kumar ji.
Yeah.
Namaste.